Hey guys, it's Lauren and I'm here today with another project. If you would like ideas on ways to be more creative in your home on a budget, then please hit the subscribe button below. So today I am standing in my guest bathroom, which is right now kind of an uninspired space for me. It's very kind of builder grade, basic, and I'm at the point where I finally want to try to do something with this space, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on it either. I'm thinking I kind of want to try to update this space as much as possible for under $100. But I'll go ahead and show you the space. So what I do like is it has this neutral tile background for the shower, just that subway tile, easy to work with just about any project. Then it has one of these builder grade mirrors. It's just a plain basic mirror. And these builder grade lights, which I'm not crazy about. Then has the black granite countertops, which is fine. A pretty decent vanity to work with. The tiles, neutral enough. I like the shape of them. But overall, it's just kind of a boring and blah space right now. So if you would like to see how I transform this space, keep watching. In my bathroom, I know I want to do a tropical theme, but I don't want it to come across as too themey once it's done. I had originally looked into this peel and stick wallpaper, and they have a lot of fun tropical patterns right now, but I don't know how that will work in my bathroom since it doesn't have the best ventilation. I don't know how long that would actually stay adhered. And I also don't really have it in the budget right now to spend the money on this wallpaper. But looking at these, if I'm going to try to recreate that wallpaper look, then I'm going to have to create a stencil instead. And I kind of like the way this lower left one looks, how it has kind of a hint at that tropical theme without being overdone. So I like the look of this. I'll probably try to recreate that. But I like these blush tones in this wallpaper. So color-wise, in my bathroom now, I have this light gray wall color, so that's gonna stay there. But what I think I'm gonna do is add a chair rail to the lower half of the wall and paint that area white to match the white vanity. And then in order to make the ceilings look a little bit higher, I'm gonna try to add another molding layer about a foot from the ceiling and then paint the top part of the wall white to match the ceiling. Then here's one of those blush coral tones. I think I'll use that as my major leaf shape and then use this rust color as an accent color and then bring in the blue from my tile accent in the shower just to tie that in as an accent color too. So I do plan to use contact paper as the main wallpaper stencil. So for that, for the leaf, if you're not comfortable freehand drawing leaf shapes, I don't blame you. You can just do a Google search and print out like a large image of a leaf on computer paper, cut that out, trace it on your contact paper, and then you should be able to cut through a few sheets of contact paper at one time with something really sharp like an X-Acto knife. That's what I'm going to try to do. Then in this wallpaper, for the lines, I'm just going to use a paintbrush and freehand draw those on, and it'll kind of have a hand-painted look that way. And then for the little square detail, I think I'll try to create some sort of stamp so that I don't have to go around painting a million squares. The one leaf I did get cut out, I used an X-Acto knife, one of these guys, to cut it. So I cut out about 3 of my stencils out of contact paper, and now I started adhering it to the wall in the bathroom. I started in a space that was about 3 times the width of my stencil. And I drew on the wall some lines around the whole room where I'm going to end up putting molding later. So there's going to be a chair rail down there. And then way up at the top, you can barely see it, but there's going to be another type of molding at the top. So I'm just going to paint my stencil in between these two sections on the wall, and hopefully this works. So I'm going to use a roller to paint with this, and I would recommend using like a more dense foam roller that's meant for smooth surfaces. And then you don't want to have a lot of paint on it because I don't want it to bleed. So I'm done with the first step of the stenciling process to make it look like wallpaper. And I did go around the room and I used the contact paper stencils, which they actually kept their stickiness, so that was good, and it worked really well around some of the inside corners, like over here where I ended. It held its shape or stuck to the wall so that I could paint in there. So for the most part I used the roller brush all the way around the room, except for in the corner here where I obviously wouldn't be able to fit in the roller brush. So here I did use a stenciling brush, which is a brush that has a flat bottom. I'll go ahead and take some of this off just so you can see it. I'm basically done now painting on the stripes part of my fake wallpaper here. So I went around the room and I drew vertical lines every 9 inches, which was the width of my stencil, and then every 7.5 inches I put these lines for 2.5 inches. So these spaces where there's 2.5 inches is going to be for my little dots that I'm going to do next. But my advice with this is to use a wide but stiff brush to draw your lines. And I have one line left, so I'll show you kind of how I did that. But I do recommend starting at the top of your wall and doing your strokes down. For me, that was a lot easier than trying to do an upward stroke. And then just keep your hand on the wall and slowly move down that line. I still have that section that's blank right now in between the lines that I'm going to do like little squares or little dots on, kind of like the inspiration wallpaper. I don't want to use another stencil and have to do that 100 times, and I don't feel confident with a brush trying to make little squares everywhere. So I'm going to try to make a stencil, or not a stencil, but a stamp out of a potato. I've never done it before, but we'll try it. Yeah, so I don't even know what that was. Maybe a couple minutes to get this little stamp made. You can see in between the squares. So we'll try it. I'm gonna kind of try to dry this out a little bit, kind of press it against some towels or something, and then test it out upstairs. So my little potato stamp worked out pretty well. I'll show you a little close-up. See? It wasn't hard at all. I just kind of wiggled it side to side a little bit when I put it on the wall, and then it left the marking. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. Okay, so I'm at the point now where my chair rail is done in the room, and also the finishing molding around the ceiling, and I painted out those sections white. And it's kind of hard to capture on the video, but it really makes the whole ceilings look a lot higher in this bathroom now. So to accessorize, I knew originally in this project that I wanted to have these fun tropical looking banana leaves somewhere in this space. I got the banana leaves really cheap on sale at a craft store. The glass vase I got at a thrift store. They always have nice clear vases like that. Then I also originally had in this space this fun yellow mirror with hooks. This is a great spot just to hang some towels on and to also get a look at the back of your hair for guests trying to style in this space. I had this nice coral Turkish towel already, so I brought that in here. Then once I saw this yellow against the wall, I decided I really liked that pop of yellow in the space, so I looked around my house for some more yellow items. I found these fun hexagon shaped wall shelves that I hadn't been using at the time, so I decided to bring those in just to store some extra spa-like goodies by the bathtub. Then I also had this fun yellow vase that I bought at a thrift store a couple of years ago that I brought into the room, and some more coral leaves. Just some bath salts, simple little tray to hold some hand soaps, maybe to store some toothpaste for guests. And overall, that's about it. I also switched out the pendant shades. I stole these from my kitchen, but I thought they kind of went better in this bathroom now, and I wanted to do something different in the kitchen anyway. But overall, I think the space turned out fun. It's bright, it's happy, kind of feels like a tropical hotel bathroom maybe, and it has some nice fun pops of color. Not bad for a project that was easily under $50 from start to finish.